The good news is that Pfizer has been developing a vaccine, and the vaccine is their early findings are saying that it's about 90% effective in preventing serious infections of the coronavirus.
Yes. This is a
Good
huge
news,
deal.
yes. It won't be available right away.
To us.
Right. So they said that they'll have about, what is the number that they said they'll have? Like 1 million, like something in the millions by the end of the year, but that's not enough to, obviously, that's not enough to have widespread availability. They said that they're going to have in the numbers in the billions in 2021. So
yes. So that is the good news that we were saving for you guys. Though, if you were paying attention, you should know this by now. Now, a 90% rate for effectiveness is insane.
Yeah.
People don't know this. For most flu seasons, the flu shot is only around, I mean, for a good season, you might get it up to 50, 60% effective, but nowhere near 90% effective. A 90% effective rate is staggering. Now, we don't know how long. Do you believe it? I do, because I don't think these companies will put their
credibility
corporations on the line for anybody. Plus, Trump lost, so it's not for Trump. They announced it after he lost the election. So, I believe the scientists on this one that it is 90%. From what they know at this point, the study is not finished yet.
And they don't have long-term. Obviously, they haven't been doing these tests long-term, so they don't really know about any long-term effects that this vaccine might have.
That's where I was going with this. First, they don't know how long the immunity lasts, right? It has to be administered in 2 doses. And so you have to get like 1 shot, and then I think 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later,
you have to get another one.
You have to get a second shot. And so that complicates how it is to be distributed widely. Because you can't just get 1 shot and then be on your way. You have to get 1 shot, wait a couple of weeks, come back, get a second shot. We don't know how long the immunity lasts.
They were guessing a year. They guessed a year in this article, but they don't really know that.
Yeah, it's a guess. It's a guess. If it's a year, that's life changing, because it becomes like the flu virus, where you get this vaccine year.
It's another thing to add to your immunization list yearly.
But this is what I want to ask you, though. To your point, so I was reading in an article that basically, in order for this to become approved by the FDA, they have to meet certain markers, which is, I think, once they finish the study, then they have to observe the people that took the vaccine for 2 months to check for complications and whatnot. And if there are no substantial complications, then it can be greenlit to be distributed to the public. My thing is, 2 months is a short amount of time to see for side effects.
It's not long at all, which is why I said I still do not trust it. We're gonna get this. We're gonna all get this vaccine, and we're gonna all think that we're cured, and then 5 months later, we're gonna be in an apocalyptic zone where everyone has turned into a zombie.
See, Shannon is joking. I'm terrified.
No, I'm not joking. I really think that could happen. Did you see I Am Legend? I really think that scenario. Movie. That's your favorite movie? Oh my God,
for a couple of reasons. Number one,
I hate that movie so much. But just
what?
Because I don't. First of all, I have a fear. I don't like anything that has to do with disease. I don't like anything that has to do with disease that turn people into monsters. I don't like that, because I really think that can happen in real life. So I don't like to watch that. But I believe that something like that is entirely realistic, which is why I don't like it. And I think that this is a good example of something that can happen when we jump to put something into our bodies that we don't know anything about.
But my question for you, Shannon, was this a special COVID-19 thing, the 2 months, or is this how they do all their vaccines?
No, usually I feel like I've read that other vaccines take years to develop, but this has been rushed because we're obviously in the middle of a pandemic, and it has to be rushed. Like, we don't really have time to wait 2 years or however many years to like fully understand the complications of a vaccine, because we're in the middle of a international crisis. So
this is so we have a vaccine that is 90% effective, even though the survival rate is like 99 point. But we also talked about the complications earlier, right? Like, I don't want to lose a testicle.
You don't want to catch it at all, because even if you don't die, like the complications that you could potentially suffer from might be worse than death.